I know Roberto from the Thailand content I seen him do early on, and he was out there messing with the lady boys, and I think he was. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't care if he did anything with them or not, but he just comes across as like a shock jock, kind of like he would do the content trying to be like Vitali and maybe a little bit like Johnny Somali, not going quite as far as them, but like going up to the edge. So I'm not surprised. I mean, most of those governments, yeah, they're gonna drag his ass in with the passport bros. And as far as passport bros trying to make it seem like it's a race thing, it's not a race thing. They're calling out all the guys who put the buffoonery publicly. There's a lot of guys that are doing the exact same thing that they do. You don't see the government, messing with them. It's because the government isn't aware of it. They're not putting all that information out in the public. So as long as these guys continue to do it, whether it's Brazil, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, anywhere else, I think they should hold them accountable. They should start, refusing them entry. Cry me a river. You don't have a right. You have a right to travel, but these countries have a right to who they decide to let in. And if you don't show yourself as being a good potential tourist or ambassador of your home country, and they have evidence of how you showed your ass in other places, yeah, they're gonna tell you no, and they should. They absolutely should. So that's a normal thing. It's nothing new. They've been doing it forever. And as long as these guys continue to keep doing what they're doing, you're going to keep seeing the same result. I came in a little bit late, but I did see Nana reviewing the information with the clip with O'Shea and BMT. Now I didn't I knew a little bit about what O'Shea did. I'd seen the one video where he was like he was basically looked like he was pimping out the young ladies in Africa. I'm so I don't have and I did catch a little bit of Nana yesterday, and I did see some of the other clips, and the woman was looking at him cringy as hell. So that was like very, very funny. um, not funny at what he was doing, but it was funny in a way that she was trying to reject him as nicely as possible. And it just showed a real lack of self awareness on O'Shea's part. I thought he was a little bit smarter than that, but I was like, well, he's got to be pretty damn stupid. If that young lady, every woman in the world is not going to want to be with you just because you got money. If you don't have personality and charm, some women don't give a damn how much money you got, because money doesn't mean everything to everybody. So don't, I would say to any of you young men, like they say, it's real simple. Like who likes you. So you can't, as men, we can't go through the world feeling like we have a sense of entitlement to any woman there's a lot of pretty women that I would like. But, eventually, if they don't like my ass, I have to accept that and move on. By the same token, there will be some ladies that would like you that you may not feel appeals to you, and they have to accept that. So this whole thing, simply because you're going to a lesser developed, third world, call it whatever you want, country, and thinking your money guarantees you access to people, that's bullshit. That's plain old bullshit. And it's a really, you can see where the twisted ideology comes from, because what initially brought me into the space was the very thing that we heard BMT sitting up here crying about. Oh, the women in Atlanta, they too mean. They got attitude. No, you just don't have no fucking personality. That's all. These women in America are not routinely any more difficult than women in other countries of the world, just like you guys heard Nana say before. The biggest fundamental difference between women in the West as opposed to other places is they have a much greater access to resources. All these women, if they could stay in their home country and could have equal access to resources as men or greater, they would be the exact same way. But in these countries, the society, they make the societies more two-tiered. Men at a significantly higher position, that's whether it's in Africa, Latin America, and Asia. It's not solely a patriarchy by choice, because those women in those countries, believe me, they want the same access to resources, jobs, and opportunities as the men in those countries. The men don't give it to them. So, yeah, it tends to be patriarchal because if you live in a society where one sex just dominates you, you have no other choice. And it offends me as an older black man because I say, when I hear young black men say it, I'm like, well, if y'all were living in the 1930s and 40s, it was a patriarchal society towards men by race, because the white man in America clearly dominated the black man at that point. It just was what it was. The black man in America in the 1910s and 20s and 30s were making maybe 60% or 50% of what white men were making. That's just the facts. So, and when you're living in that sort of framework, you don't like it. Nobody liked it. But the fact of the matter is you understood. And even to today, there's a struggle for parity in income, because even across the board today, white men still make a percentage higher than black men, women, and everybody else, even with an equal amount of education and equal amount of, all factors considered the same. It just is that's just the way it is. That's the way white supremacy works. So in a country that say like Africa, well, if you exclude the whiteness, it's still that it drops from race to gender. So the whole thing about y'all just want to sit there and just want to make it seem like women in America or Western women are just like some different type of woman. They're not. They're not. They generally are the same, but what they do is they have access to opportunities and resources than women in these other countries. And what y'all don't want to admit is where it takes more than your position of privilege, whether, oh, I'm a man or, I'm stronger, that if on equal footing, I can't get her to like me. Because see, if she don't need me, she'll say, fuck me. Well, that's just because that's who you are. That's what it says. It says that's who you are. You're just not a likable person. You just aren't. But if you could sit there, if you are that guy, you should be that guy everywhere. Everywhere. If you can get some tail and if you can get the attention of a woman, you should be able to get it everywhere. If you can only go to certain places and all of a sudden, oh, I go to Thailand, I get all this attention. I go to Colombia, I get all this attention. When you were fucking invisible at home, that tells you everything. That tells you everything. That passport didn't make you lose weight. That passport didn't make you richer. It just made you richer where you're at. But see, your $30,000 that you make in America is still $30,000 there. It's just $30,000 there. Go further. But your ass ain't got no more handsome. You ain't got no taller. You ain't got no more fit. You ain't got no more nothing. You just didn't. But that's the truth. I mean, you can sit in there and cry all you want, passport demon. But see, this is the stuff that people should have been telling you in the first place. And I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with you, except your belief that all of a sudden when you get on a plane and you go around, that's like all of a sudden you can't play basketball to save your fucking life. But then you go onto a court and it's a bunch of little people. Now your ass dunking on them, believing you Jordan. No, you still the 5'6" motherfucker. They're all 4 feet tall. You should be able to. And the mere fact that someone has to tell you guys this shows you the level of delusion and lack of awareness. That's all it is. You're still the same person. You just are. And if you can't get a person to like you for you, absent your money, then I don't know what to tell you. That's what you need to work on. That's what you guys need to work on. But the one part of yourself that you should work on the most is the one part of yourself that you choose to do nothing about. Nobody likes an asshole. And I'm going to tell you, the overwhelming majority of passport bros are fucking assholes. They're just plain old assholes. They're assholes that play with little boys because among men, most of them would get punched in the fucking mouth. That's what they are. You cosplay as men. That's why y'all have all these little cute passport bro names and shit. Because you cosplaying masculinity. If you have to go and find a submissive woman for you to feel masculine, you ain't fucking masculine. Because a masculine man feels masculine all the time, around everybody, everywhere they go. So just say that you just can't grow into your masculinity. Again, you have to go look for weaker individuals. See, y'all even be around weaker dudes. Y'all know y'all do that. Because when you're around other masculine men, they tell you how stupid you sound and shut the fuck up. They don't want to hear that lame ass shit. Because see, real masculine men, they getting boxed in the States. They killing it. They killing it. But that's why y'all got to get in all these little games. Ain't nobody shaming you. I'm just telling you, you need to look inside. You need to do some introspection. That's all. But y'all believe, oh, I got a passport. I got the magic book. This is the magic book to take me to Horlandia. Because that's the only place y'all go. Y'all don't even go get among the real, strong, solid men and women of those countries. You literally go to, whether it's the DR, Colombia, Brazil, and you know where you go? You go to the fucking service industry. The service industry of whores. That's where you go. And in the service industry, you know what? Service people are not submissive. That's their job to serve your ass because you're paying them. Because you're paying them. These are all facts. These are all facts. The link is there, Passport Demon. Instead of sitting down there in the chat, you can come up and try to challenge any of it. But you know you can't. See, you used to being in that echo chamber of people who sit there and of course they all, I'm gang passport bro, gang, gang, gang. You know what I'm saying? And it's y'all already have that hive mentality. You have that hive mentality of that nonsense and that buffoonery and all that stupid shit. And y'all sit around out in Pattaya telling each other how successful y'all are with whores. That's got to be a pretty sad fucking existence. If the totality of my success in life with the opposite sex is somebody I paid. I paid. That's the truth. That's the truth. And y'all are sharing the women that y'all paid. You don't even get exclusivity for what you pay for. That's crazy. Y'all are paying top dollar for some shit that you have to share. Y'all paying top dollar for a rental. It's crazy. Now tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Y'all in the chat crying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Again, I don't care about the insults. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me that they're not sharing the same women. Tell me they're not paying, because y'all all like to lie. Tell me all those that you pay are regular girls, because regular girls don't charge you. Regular girls have jobs. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Tell me I'm lying and tell me what's wrong. Because again, at the end of the day, if you are him everywhere. I'm not him just in one place, and I'm a nobody everywhere else. That's just impossible. If you can play ball, you can play ball. If you can't, you can't. But if I'm dunking on a bunch of little people, I ain't walking around here with my chest pumped out, wearing jersey number 23, talking about I'm the fucking GOAT. And all I'm doing is dunking on children. Come on. That's crazy. But again, y'all get team gang. Y'all have y'all little. That's why you gotta have your little Facebook groups. That's why you gotta have your little WhatsApp chat, because you know what you need. You need other people to speak. You need other men to speak into you for you to feel self assured. That's crazy. That's crazy. You have no self awareness. You do no self reflection. Your confidence and your self esteem is shit. Because if the only place you can feel confident and to prop up your self esteem is a bunch of working girls, you are a problem. And I'll be honest with you, that's the part that's the problem, is that you guys, a simple day or two of just saying, you know what, let me do some introspection and see how I got here and why I got here. And most of the time, it ain't money. It's not money. Most of y'all are running around. You tell me you in heaven in Pattaya, but you bitter all day when you in the U.S. How does that make any sense? How is it that going to the red light of Pattaya, I've actually heard Negroes talk about being depressed about Thailand. And I get it. I get it. In the U.S., it's a grind. It's a grind about the money. But y'all not talking, because y'all are going over to Thailand going broke. Y'all going to Thailand going broke. You talking about dudes losing? First of all, ain't nobody losing no millions and child support. And if it's your child, you should be paying for them. See, only a passport demon would come up here crying about paying fucking child support. That is what I'm talking about with the lack of fucking self-reflection. Because you're not a man if you're crying about supporting your children. These are your fucking children, demon. If you wasn't spreading your funky ass demon seed in the street, passport demon, child support wouldn't be your problem. And if you're paying child support, you should play it with a happy heart, because it's for your fucking children. These are the type of men we're talking about. These are the type of men we're talking about, are men who cry and complain. I gotta pay to take care of these kids. I forgot to put a condom on. It's pathetic. And you think you can stand among real men and say that stupid shit? You can't stand among real men and cry and complain about supporting your children? It's your children. These are your children. And if you have them, a fucking man wouldn't be on child support because he would be taking care of his kids. That's crazy. No man should have to be on child support, because whether you got it's not a problem if you're on it. My issue is you shouldn't be crying about it. Who the fuck you think the money going to? Your kids. See, now I'm getting angry, because I think as a black man, a father, and a grandfather, it's disgusting every time I listen to so-called men cry about taking care of the responsibility that they brought in this world. And I don't want to hear that shit about the mother. We clearly know that that's their fucking issue too. But guess what? I don't hear a lot of women crying about paying child support. I just don't. I just don't. But there are a million men's groups out there, men's rights group, men's rights group, men's rights group. The fuck out of here with that. But that makes perfect sense because that's passport bro logic. I'm not the man in America, but I'm the man in Pattaya. I'm the man in Medellin. Oh, why I gotta take care of my kids? See that all that when you hear all those things, you sit back and you just listen to it. Like we sit here and listen to BMT sitting up here crying about all the women in Atlanta. They got attitude. Because they don't want a woman that can think for themselves. Oh, Lord knows you be a woman and you dare think for yourself and have an opinion. Lord knows you do that. I love a woman that can think for themselves. I love her. That is the most backwards thinking shit I ever heard. So y'all don't want a woman. Y'all want a grown ass fucking dependent that cosplay as traditional. That's what y'all want. Most of y'all ain't even lived to know or see what tradition is. Y'all just make shit up. And you don't know what you're talking about. But then y'all get out here and you beat on your chest. And now that's why y'all crying about those governments saying that, look, we tired of the fuckery coming into our country. See, even those governments don't want you. You crying about not being wanted in the U.S., and now you crying because Brazil and Colombia don't want your ass. Again, it's you. It's you. Ask yourself, what is it about me that nowhere wants me? And fix that shit. You can fix it, but you're not going to fix it with a passport. And you're not going to fix it running the country. Because and there's nothing wrong with, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a young man going overseas, indulging in adult activities, consensual, agreed upon, and having fun. But you need to understand and know that's like, how they say, like if you're going through life, you got a real problem and you get drunk to forget about the problem. Well, that's not fixing the problem. That's just soothing it. That's just soothing it. But y'all take, the fact that I got drunk and I forgot I was broke. Well, guess what? You wake up the next day, your ass is still broke. And then y'all turn around and get drunk again. Like, no, fix the fucking problem. Don't just keep drinking. And I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with drinking, to relieve the stress. But that's not gonna put more money in your damn pocket. At some point, you need to fix the problem. You really do. But I know it's talking to a wall. But I'll say this. This is the last thing I'll say. All the evidence is there. It's all over the internet. We see it. Y'all see what these countries are doing. Y'all see all this stuff that's going on. Y'all don't even need to listen to me. Look at the evidence that's right there in front of y'all. Look at it. Ask yourself, well, damn, why is the media in Brazil calling us a criminal organization? Nobody in your movement even said, let me reflect on that. You got that idiot BMT trying to tell y'all that's a conspiracy theory. A whole goddamn country, the biggest country in South America, is saying that your gang, your club, is being looked at as a criminal organization. And y'all have not reflected to say, well, I wonder why. What could we have possibly done to give them that fucking impression? Nope, let's go on to the next country and do the same dumb shit again. That's what y'all are. So at this point, I really do have to question the intelligence or lack of intelligence of anybody that's still wanting to fly that flag, have that name. Because guess what, Demon? You can travel without the passport being part of your name, without part of you being that gang. You could just be regular old Charlie and not have that affiliation, but there's something lacking in you that makes you feel the need to connect with that raggedy ass gang. There's something about you. There is a question about you that there's something lacking in you that you feel like you need that raggedy ass gang of exploiters to fulfill. And you need to ask yourself why. Why you don't feel like a whole man without a bunch of exploiters, potential trafficker, potential PDFers to make you feel better about yourself. You should feel better about yourself without being affiliated with that. But you can't. So why are you hanging on to it, demon? I'm trying to help you. I'm to see, there you go. It's not a see, you defending it. Once again, there you go. Here's the evidence. You're part of the evidence. Passport demon, you're part of the evidence because you're fighting to hold on to it. And there's no reason to. Why are you fighting to hold on to it? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't get it. I'd be like, oh shit, let me let this shit go. Because this is not going to age well, demon. It's not, but God bless you. If you say it's not, it's not. I don't suggest you go down to Brazil and tell them it's not. It may not, work out too well for you, but I don't know. I'm sure the service women down there wouldn't care. The government might. The service women probably certainly won't. They'll probably charge your ass double. Be like, yeah, I got one of these PDFers. Let me hit them with the triple charge. And you'll pay it. You'll pay it, absolutely. Absolutely. Because y'all don't have no game. Y'all don't want to work on your social skills or like how to talk to a woman with dignity, decency, and respect. It's just better. Hey, let's just throw money at them. But, that's cool.